Hello. Hello. Who's there? Good evening. Hello. How are you? Is anyone there? Hello. Hello, Patty. How are you? Good evening. Good evening, Patty. You're first today. Nikki, Christian. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How are you today, tonight, this evening? Hi, Tony. Hi, Nikki. Again. Raolat. Hello, Nikki. How are you? Patrick, good evening. Emmanuel, how are you? Thank you all for joining. As you're joining, guys, let's start sharing immediately. And also inviting our friends so we can share publicly onto our page. That way we'll be able to see this video as many times as we want on our page, and our friends and family will see it as well. But please also invite your individual friends. Invite a few, maybe 10. Just tap, tap, tap if you're using the mobile device. Omolabake, good evening. Chidi, good evening. Amarachi, good evening. How are you today? Thank you all for joining. Thank you very much. So, I hope you've all shared. Today, as you've seen, we're having Kingdom Fruits. Kingdom Fruits is really, really enlightening. It's actually inspiring. I am always inspired when we have these Kingdom Fruit episodes. So, without further ado, first thing first, share, share, share. Then, after that, we will start immediately. Stella, good evening. Ifeoma, good evening. How are you? Thank you all for sharing. Hello, Rens. How are you doing? I hope you're okay. Good evening. Okay, guys, we're going to get started. Dr. Sunday's here and he's ready to go. So let's go.
Hello, everyone. Blessings, blessings, blessings. How are you all doing today? We have a very exciting story to tell you. I hope our guy, I don't have his Skype here. Maybe you have to send me, or maybe I do, but you have to send me his. So I hope. Today will be exciting because we have a very, very exciting story to tell you, an unbelievable story. And I hope that this story will inspire you, change you, and encourage you in a lot of ways today. So without further ado, you send me the link, right? Okay. Let me introduce you to Andrew Mudolo, although he uses another word for himself, but Andrew is what I like to call him. He calls himself either Andrew, or in his Facebook he uses another status, but let's say Andrew Mudolo. So who is Andrew Mudolo? I hope you can hear me very well. Can you all hear me well? Who is Andrew Mudolo? Andrew Mudolo is a young man that heard about me through one of the Nigerian men of God that people refer to as big men of God. I'm not so big on that because we are all big children of God. We are all big sons and daughters of God. So Andrew Mudolo from Zambia is the one we are profiling today. Is it okay? Andrew Mudolo from Zambia. So he heard somebody talking about me, maybe on television or something, and he was saying, if this man of God is talking about this Sunday Adelaja in Ukraine, it means this guy is worth listening to. Who is he? Let me research and find out who Sunday Adelaja is. So that was the beginning of the adventure in the life of Andrew Mudolo. He didn't know his life journey was about to start. After he discovered who Dr. Sunday Adelaja is, he abandoned it. He abandoned the other big man of God. The big man of God from Nigeria that he was following, that mentioned my name. He abandoned. So I think I'm going to be in more problem these days. Because nobody would like to mention my name anymore, because you mention my name, they go and investigate. And then you become a follower, and then you abandon your mentor or whoever was you heard about me from. So let's tell the story of Andrew Mudolo here for you. I contacted Dr. Sunday Adelaja seeking for a preface to one of the books that I have written. DSA responded to my request. While I was waiting for his answer, I ran into his Facebook live broadcast, where he was challenging people to come and help him write his books and turn his messages into books. He was calling for editors. I took up the challenge and picked the message on how to stop working for Uncle Sam. I finished the first transcript in just 7 days and made it to DSA. In just about 2 days, he wrote back with a response that stunned me. I was so surprised by the way he was able to describe me. He pinpointed who I was. He said the way I wrote that he could tell that I'm a teacher or a lecturer. And actually my background is that of a teacher. I was so surprised by how precisely he could describe who I am without even knowing me vividly. So I took a decision to follow this man that could exactly tell who I am without ever meeting me. So he gave me 5 things to change in my book. You see, all these are not. He gave me 5 things to change, to write. He gave me 5 keys to write successful books. So those 5 keys is for people who are going to be editing books for me. So I'm not going to mention the 5 secrets I gave him to writing a successful book or to editing a successful book for me. So what I discovered is that after I followed DSA's instruction, the book that took me 7 days to write before, now, by writing it according to DSA's instruction, took me 5 months to finish. It took me 5 days to write before, and now 5 months. Because, the demand for my books are thorough. You have to be thorough, and you have to write a bestseller. So this is another thing that Andrew has written about here that we didn't include there, that we need to that I think we should talk about and ask all the people who are participating in the fruits of in the kingdom fruit. Andrew decided to write about his challenges, the challenges he had faced after deciding to follow DSA. So the challenges I faced while following DSA. Number 1, my first problem was getting my wife to understand and support my passion for the project, for the writing project he was doing for me. So that is a real challenge. If you are the first one that ran into Dr. Sunday Adelaja, and you are a man or a woman, and you have a wife and family, your family members, even your parents might not understand. What are you doing? What are you saying? And this is the same thing the wife was saying. My wife couldn't understand why I discarded all other men of God. And that is another problem that you might face. And many people have told us about this problem that they face, that once they begin to listen to Dr. Sunday Adelaja, they don't want to listen to any other man of God again. And that could be something you want to prepare your mind for. So when he discarded all his men of God and the mentors and everything, that all the people he was following, the wife was troubled. Who is this man you are listening to? And we have more popular names, more bigger names in Zambia from Nigeria that they know rather than me. And why did you discard all other popular preachers and you are now following DSA like a madman? Oh, that was a good statement, like a madman. She complained about the much time I was putting into the project to help write the book. So the wife was asking, how much are they going to pay you? Why are you doing this? Why are you putting so much time? So that was the first challenge. The challenge of your surrounding, your family members, not understanding why did you become mad all of a sudden? Why did you become crazy following just one man? And why did you lose interest in all the men of God that you used to follow before? So the second point here is managing time, all right? So he said managing time was a crucial thing because I still have a 8-hour job that I was doing. I was a pastor. I knew I was starting a church. I was as a pastor. And then I was writing. And the writing that I was doing for Pastor Sam was too difficult. It was something beyond anything that I was ever accustomed to as a teacher and as a lecturer. So I felt like giving up. But thank God I listened to one of Dr. Adelaja's message that says, converting time into added value. That message pushed me to go further. So I ended up sleeping only 3 to 4 hours in a day until I was at the verge of a breakdown. But my background in martial art helped me to survive it. So let me now tell you the changes that started happening in the life of Andrew. Andrew Mudolo is his name. So if you want to, we'll give you his contact, Andrew Mudolo, but I think he uses another name for his Facebook. We'll give you that later on. So what is the next problem? So the first problem he encountered was with his family, with his surrounding. The second problem was with time, how to manage his time. And the third problem is loss of popularity. So what he explains that like this: as a community personality, I work with church leaders and many denominations. I could not help but talk about what I was learning from DSA. As soon as I was talking about these teachings that were so untraditional and uncustomary, many people people stopped inviting me to preach in their churches. So I lost all friends among preachers and pastors. So that's another challenge right there, that religious people around you, even people in your own church, might not really understand you, which is okay, because the gain that this guy got as a result of this is much more desirable than any other thing. So before I talk about all these gains and all the fruits that Andrew has now, let me give you one of the, maybe let me go and talk about the fruits first, then I will come back. Only, Mayowa, you have to remind me about the DSA Resource Center that the idea that he brought up. Very good, great idea. So what are the results? Now, listen, you can't believe this. The books that he was editing for me are 2 strategic books. One was Stop Working for Uncle Sam. You cannot edit that book and not change, especially working on it for 5 months. He was working on this book day and night for 5 months before it could be ready. So you cannot work on it because he was sending it to me, I was correcting it, sending it to me, correcting it, sending it to me. So he was working on it, but that really made that thing to become flesh in him, that word to become flesh in him. Of course, since he has written the second one, we have been able to write the second one with him, which is stop eating the food of tomorrow. Stop eating the food of tomorrow. So, but the first one, as a result of that first book, which is about money, about stop working for Uncle Sam, he got revelation about money in a spectacular way. Because the idea about the book Stop Working for Uncle Sam is that set yourself free from the system, and there are strategies in that book on how you could set yourself free and begin to make money for yourself, and then begin to start your own system to sustain yourself financially and even become a millionaire. So, thanks to the fact that this guy decided to help me, because he's such a smart guy, because he had written me and said, Pastor Sunday, write the foreword to my book. So I said, okay, send me the book. Then later on, he heard that I said, if you want to, because he was writing books before me, but I want people to help me write books. So he said, I'm going to do it for free for you. And he took the message and was helping me to convert it to book. But I said, what about your own book one day? One day I was saying, where is your book? Let me forward it now. He said, no, Pastor, I discovered that, thank God I asked to edit your book. My book. He just put his book beside somewhere. I said, I discovered I was not ready for a book. What I was writing was no book at all. Now I know what it means to write a book on the international level and to write a bestseller and to become an international, bestseller writer. And I'm learning that by helping you. So he put his book beside. He's so smart. Some people are so egocentric. Some people are so focused on their own thing that they will not even take the time to learn. Even though I'm the one teaching that stop working for Uncle Sam, but go to Uncle Sam's system, work there for enough time, to get the skills that you need, to get the experience that you need before you now, use to build on that and do your own thing. So that's exactly what what Andrew, understood. So what are the fruits that started coming out of Andrew listening to me and helping me to edit my book? Now, what he said, number one, he started dreaming in Zambia, where the standard of living is not very high. It's not the highest in the world, and it's not the highest even in Africa. So in Zambia, where all his income put together before then was $350, he started having a dream, because in some of my teachings I said, if you have $50,000, then it's easier for you to take from $50,000 and build your own $1 million empire or your own $1 million income. And so he decided to put for himself a target of $50,000 income, to save and to come up with $50,000 in Zambia. And that's his base in Zambia. So what are the things he decided to do? The first challenge was change my financial situation. After listening to Pastor Sunday, I realized that I'm supposed to save $50,000, and my brother-in-law, who is a Jew, had mentioned that same figure to me, $50,000, that if you could save $50,000, it would be easier for you to become a millionaire. And I was so surprised that a Jewish man that never knew Pastor Sunday and Pastor Sunday are speaking the same language. Now, so what are the steps that I started to take? Number one, because he had put in himself so much information. By the way, if you are here and you don't know that I have a series on how to make you a millionaire, it's called The Loss of Money, or the series Financial Teaching Series. If you go to YouTube, right now my YouTube is so easy to understand. If you just go to YouTube, you can just go to the front page. We have been able to organize it in such a way that you could just go to the first page, and right there on the first page, you'll see all the series. So this financial series is series 4, is series number 4. So that is the series that Andrew was able to immerse himself into. So the first thing he did is that he discovered that his house rent was a liability. You remember we spoke about liability and asset. So he decided to convert his liability to an asset. He decided what he decided to do, and a lot of you people who are waiting down there, this is a pathway for somebody to become a millionaire. And he started following just the teachings. So this is the first thing he did. I discussed with my landlord, maybe this is what some of you need to do. Either in England or in America, you need to reduce your expenses. You need to reduce your liability. So I decided to talk to my landlord to allow me to pay him monthly instead of quarterly. Because when they tell you to pay quarterly or yearly, you need a whole bunch of money to put down at the same time. So you never have time for yourself to be able to save. So that's the first thing he did. I also proposed to him that I needed to construct a poultry house just near my house, on the premises there. So he decided to use the land that was just free, that was just there. He decided to put something there that is giving him money. Brilliant. He saw resource and opportunity just in ordinary land that is just empty. And he's not the owner of the house. He's just renting an apartment there. And thank God the landlord agreed. And because of because I had been a good tenant, he had been a good tenant. So his reputation worked for him and the landlord agreed. So in October to December, I worked on between October and December, 2 months, I worked on constructing that poultry house. And January this year, I started releasing my first consignment of chicken. In 3 months, he was able to build the poultry house, and by the end of the 3 months, he started making money. So that is just an idea for every one of us that is thinking, where could you make money from nowhere? Well, get some knowledge, get some skills, find out where you have your interest, and that is what he had done here. And so by January, he started having his first consignment. Initially, the business was giving me $300 in 2 months, in 50 days, like in 2 working months, in 2 months. So he was making from that poultry $300 in 2 months. But now, he started making $300 a week. $300 a week. Andrew, I want to tell you, $300 a week, not everybody in America is even making $300 a week. Now, not everybody in the UK is making $200 a week. But this is just this is apart from his staple work. This is apart from his salary. He's still making his $350 a month from his salary. But apart from salary, this is subsidiary, or what they call it, subsidious income. This is subsidiary income. So $300 a week comes to $1,200? $1,200 a month. So he's now having $350 from his salary, from his job, but from his ingenuity and from this relationship coming across DSA platform and listening to the financial series, he's able to create a stream of income for himself. And, we spoke about stream of income there as well. So the first stream of income, this is just the first stream of income, $1,200 as residual income. Just residual income. Residual. Imagine, that's just extra, $1,200. That is, and then plus 250, that comes to 1,500, 1,700, no, 1,550. 1,550 a month. 1,550 a month. That's not bad for Zambia. Okay, but that's just the starting point. It didn't stop at that, all right? So if you don't know this series on money, go get it. And we have so many other series on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. And so what are the other things he started doing? I started, the second stream of income he started to build. I started an auxiliary business to that poultry. So an attached business to the poultry. In April, my home was frequented by people asking for chickens, and many times they will go disappointed because my chickens did not last for all the 30 days. It's in the 5 days, all of my chickens are already sold out. In 5 days, I realized that I needed to offer another alternative. So the first week of May, I began ordering and selling a local popular sardine fish. So now I am making $200 per 50 kg, that's a bag, per 50 kg per bag. So let's say $200 per bag. I also concluded a supply contract with a hospital to supply 5 bags of that, 5 bags to the hospital every month. So he's making $200 per bag and he's supplying 5 bags a month. So every month that's $1,000. $1,000 from sardine. So that is subsidiary. That is auxiliary business he's having. Apart from, so he has 1,200 from his poultry, another 1,000 from what is this? From sardine, and then 350 from his. So he has 2,550, let's say 2,500 already in Zambia as his monthly residual income, right? So this is just 2 streams of income that Andrew created just by listening. And this guy had lived 34 years, or how many years? 30 something years. Yeah, 34 years. He's 34 years old now. So before he came across Pastor Sunday, he had lived on this earth for 33 years. He couldn't do this thing. So these things didn't happen to him in all the 33 years of his life. But these teachings, that's why this platform, this Kingdom Fruits is so important, so that we showcase. I mean, he was going to church all this while. Before now, he used to go to church, and all the anointing oil they poured in didn't give him this kind of result. And all the men of God he was following, not to put other men of God down, that's why I'm not mentioning anybody. But just the fact is that he was going to church, he was following men of God all this while. He was even, I think, following all the Nigerians, men of God. Nothing changed. He was still struggling. But now, see, this is just a little of the results that in less than 1 year, this guy has started, the result he has started bringing forth. The next stream of income that he decided to do is that I decided to use my talent to make money. Use my talent to make passive income. So for a long time, I was not using my gifts and talents to earn money. I'm now polishing my web designing skills. So he decided to gain the skills of how to design these websites and polish it. So now I already have a client and I am earning already $300 from designing websites every month. So this guy is moving on. Secondly, I have also entered into a business partnership to set up business providing payment gateway services. In the next 2 months, the project will start yielding income of a projected minimum $2,000 with my 5 clients that I already have. So you have 2.5 before, 2,000 here, plus, basically this guy is going to be having like $5,000 almost these are just, 3 streams of income. $5,000. What do you think of $5,000 a month for you even in England? Or $5,000 for you even in America? But this guy using his head, listen to the teachings, follow the principles, and he's not begging for money. In fact, the first book that he did for me, he said he would not take money. He said, I just wanted to do it because I'm learning more by working for you than, that I could ever gain anywhere else. So I will not take money. So then the next thing he decided to do, the next stream of income, is that I have to make money work for me. So what money I have been earning, I am putting into other business that doesn't require my full participation. So the money is working and I am not working because the money is working for me. So that's one of the principles that we taught in that Loss of Money series. I have invested $800 in a garlic growing scheme, which will yield at worst performance $3,000. I have also invested in a partnership which is supplying cleaning services to one of the biggest mines here in Zambia. This contract will run for a while with prospects of renewal. So those are the 4 streams of income apart from his salary that Andrew Mudolo has started moving in after he started listening to all this series. So then these are just the financial aspect of his life, right? Then let's go to other area of his life. The other area of his life is the impact project that he is doing. My initial attraction to Pastor Sunday was my desire to build a mega church, right? I realized that my purpose was to help people find their calling in life, not really building a mega church. So this is after I started. So if you don't know your calling and you just want to build a church or a mega church, or everybody say, go and open a branch, go and open a parish, go and open some, find out your calling for sure. So, of course, Andrew has been able to listen to my teachings, to my series on calling and purpose. So he was able to discover that it's not even church that God called him to do, just to help people discover their calling. So now he left the idea of church and started mentoring people. Now he already has 3 mentees that is mentoring for 3 months, and they call it Reveal Wealth and Glory. So what is this Reveal Wealth and Glory? They have a Facebook page that is called Reveal. If you are there, Andrew, if you are listening to us right now, please give us the link, or maybe Bayowa could give the link to Reveal dash Wealth dash and dash Glory. This is an initiative that I started to create a platform that I can use to share what I have learned from DSA and help people discover their purpose and calling in life. So he started a platform. He created a platform. So on one hand, he's created many platforms to take care of his finances, but on the other hand, he's creating the platform for his calling. All right? So that it will help young men discover their calling and maximize their potential. During a time of solitude, he had, that's another principle from the ones that we teach, solitude. So this guy caught the idea of solitude and decided to do his solitude for 21 days. Most of you will live in the Western countries, you will never have 21 days of job to do solitude because we are under Uncle Sam has created old LDU captive. So he was able to do 21 days solitude, and as a result, he got a revelation that what God said he wants from him is that I want you to read. Anyway, he said, after the 21 days on water only, God revealed to me that I needed to personally mentor 459. That's an interesting figure. 459 individuals. That's the only thing you need to do. If you could multiply yourself 459 times, it would have been better than just building a crowd of followership that you don't even control, that will never duplicate you. So God challenged him and asked him to recruit and duplicate himself 459 times. That would be better than any mega church. So he's writing here, what has led to all these changes? I listen to DSA on a daily basis. Now the wife is happy. I listen to DSA on a daily basis many times a day. I listen to a single message over and over again. Then number 2, I listen to the live broadcast but focus on what I really needed at a particular time. So I don't just go to the YouTube and begin to take messages, sporadically, but I look for what I need. So I need finances, I go and listen to the series of finances. I need to know about my calling, I go and listen to the series of my calling. So what he needed at the particular time is what he listens to. Number 3, I request to edit DSA's books and I choose the titles of money to set myself free financially. And he got it. What a wisdom. So, the book, Stop Working for Uncle Sam, opened my mind and helped me to start all these projects that I mentioned to you above. So his Facebook page is Zadok Mudolo. If there's a link to it, it would be good to give the link to people to see that. Zadok Mudolo. But I call him Andrew Mudolo. I think that's what he calls himself in real life. But now, Andrew has got a very, very interesting idea here. And I think all DSA family people can employ this idea, and we have to put it as one of our strategies. So he wrote to me and said, I have been thinking through the need for Pastor Sunday's materials all over the world, in his country, especially Zambia. So my idea is to come up with, write it, and somebody could write it, DSA Country Resource Center or DSA Resource Center. DSA Resource Center. What an idea. DSA Resource Center. So what he wants to undo his own country, so he's talking about country center, but DSA Resource Center, like a library, like a club. But I have attached an idea, so he wrote a whole idea here, and the idea is this aim, the goal, to make readily available Pastor Sunday Adelaja's material to as many people as possible who have challenges accessing them. The goal, to foster the culture of transformation through rigorous mind shift. You say, DSA Resource Center could have different, different departments. Number one department, book reviews. So there is a good thing that every one of us could do. Any one of us who has a book of DSA, we could all actually begin to do the book review even now. Secondly, circulation of books and hard drive among people. So book reviews, circulation of books, then electronic version of books, making it available to people chapter by chapter. Number 4, have a target. Give people the target of finishing Pastor Sunday's book one book a month, but not just reading, but doing detailed analysis and review. And then number 5, symposiums. Do organize book review symposiums where selected individuals do presentation on chapters and aspects of chapters and different subjects of Pastor Sunday's books. So amazing idea, DSA Resource Center. I think all of us could do them in different ways, but the idea is to popularize, to make these resources available to people everywhere. Well, I hope we have Andrew somewhere there, but meanwhile, let's see Mayowa read some of the notes. Then I will try to get Andrew.
Hello everyone, how are you?
You sent me my own Skype, not his own. But what about his own?
I've sent it to him.
You need to send it to me. He's on Skype. But you have his Skype, right?
Yes.
But why don't you send me his own Skype?
Because I said,
or you call him from your own? Yeah. You don't send it to him. You send his to me and mine to him. But you send mine to me and his to him.
No, I sent yours to him as well.
But where is his own? You didn't send him his own.
Send it now.
Well, that's what I asked for initially. How would I probably get him through my own address? Okay, we don't keep people waiting. Let's be doing something. You go ahead and look for the Skype or call him while I'm talking. So anybody that is there right now, so if you are there, I hope we could all shout out to Andrew Mudolo. Let's all clap out for him and appreciate him for the wonderful, wonderful work that he's doing, for being an example of DSA family in Zambia. But by the way, he's not the only one in Zambia that is doing a lot of exploits. So for some reasons, my messages are going all around Zambia. There are so many people writing me from Zambia. I just wonder how they get him to know. In fact, sometimes I even have more letters from Zambia than I have from... have you sent me the... Okay. Sometimes I have more letters from Zambia than I have from from Nigeria. So, but this is a great thing that these teachings are going all over African countries. On this fruit of the spirit, on these kingdom fruits, we've had people from different countries. We've had people from the first person we had was a Nigerian, Ayeni. Then we had a Ghanaian who resides in England, that is Anastasia. Then after Anastasia, who did we have? We had Sunday Adebowale, who is a Nigerian living in the US. Then after that, I think we had another person. We have 4 already. Who did we leave out? We left out Success. So Success is living here. No, but we left out also the Zimbabwean man. Rick is also another. So we have Zimbabwe, we have Ghana, we have Zambia, we have Nigeria, we have USA, we have Ukraine, and so these are. So I don't know how Skype or how internet works in Zambia. We'll try to get him now. I guess he's been watching, not live broadcast, but probably he's been watching recorded version. So I'm going to try to get him now. I hope he picks.
Hello.
Hello, you are not on, right?
I'm on now.
You are on now. I think this is the first time I'm hearing your voice, actually.
Yes, it is.
It is the first time. Wow. How are you, Andrew?
Well, I'm blessed. I'm delighted.
Did you watch the program today? Did you watch this program?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm following the program, yes.
All right. Now, wow. So you are hearing my voice live for the first time, right?
For the first time, sure.
Tell me.
It's interesting.
Tell me, how has your life changed since you started listening to this broadcast less than a year now?
Well, a tremendous change, I should say, and it began with a mind shift, a theological shift, I should say. I think the theology that we have learned in Bible school and through mentorship has really crippled the minds of most of us, whether Africans and Christians these days. I've had to realize that the change was first of all a mind shift. Where instead of just sitting and expecting a miracle to happen from nowhere, you take life in your own hands and create the miracle.
Yes.
So for me, I think this is what started the change towards the shift, a mindset shift and change that has culminated towards these other physical results that I can testify of today.
That is very, very, very correct. Mindset shift. I wrote a book, Short Shift. I think it's time for me to write the next book, Mind Shift.
Mind shift, yes. Sure.
So is your wife happy now?
She's now my business partner. I think all these projects I'm doing, she's running with me full time. And interestingly, last year she had been asking me to pray for her, stand with her for her to get a job. But beginning of this year, she doesn't want to get a job anymore. And just
because
last week she was asked,
because she set free from Uncle Sam mentality.
Exactly. She's free even before she gets into the system, and which is good. The struggle is when you're in the system to leave the system, there's literally a big struggle there because you've got to calculate and map your way out systematically. But for someone who's not yet in the system, it becomes very easy to stay outside the system and operate without ever having been in the system. And I think with her, I've achieved that step. I've helped her to realize that that's not the best system that is there for her.
What do you think that these teachings could do for Africa, for Zambia, for Africa?
Well, these teachings are quite tremendously helpful in that what has crippled Africa is the kind of learning and education that we've had. So this could help people to, first of all, instead of looking outside, begin to look inside themselves, because God has deposited the wealth that we already need within us.
Yes.
And we're busy looking outside, looking to other nations, looking to other people, when all we need resides actually in the inside of us. So I believe these teachings bring a paradigm shift in the way people think, such that people now begin to harness and cultivate that inner strength and wealth before, instead of looking to outside. So I believe the messages are quite helpful, and I believe Africa needs to make that shift and begin to plug into these messages and begin to plug into this kind of thinking, because this is the thinking that I believe sponsors financial freedom and excellence, so per se. So we just really need to have these things more available to people. I believe most people could make the shift, but when what you know is the wrong thing, you may think it is the right thing. So there is need to present the right thing so that people will be able to realize that what we've believed and what we've held on for so long is literally what is killing us and what is keeping us stranded as a continent.
So is that the reason why you decided to abandon all the men, like your wife said? She said you abandoned all the men of God.
For me, I think I'm a realistic person. So I want things that make sense in the literal sense, not just hypothetical. We are promised, things in the sweet by and by. But I believe even in Christ, his prayer was that heaven should be a reality here on earth. So I don't want to hold on to a gospel that just talks about then, when we get there. The gospel has to be relevant even for now. And I believe that is, for me, what prompted that abandonment of these other men of God. Because you follow somebody, say, a year, 2 years, and literally there is no impact in life that you can point to. There is no change that can testify of that relationship. I think it becomes a waste of time and resources.
But the men of God that you promised, they are the the men of God that you used to follow. I don't want to mention any name, but they are the miracle workers. So all those miracles are not what Africa needs?
Not at all. I believe the greatest miracle is us ourselves. If there is any miracle that God has ever performed, is the creation of humanity itself. So if we can take ourselves as the greatest miracle, then all these other things that we begin to see as the impediments and the barricades in life, we begin to look into ourselves to see how we can resolve and overcome these challenges. Give an example given in the area of medicine. We may be looking for healing, not realizing that if we could stretch ourselves and plug into the spiritual resources that God has made available to us, we could find solutions to some of these problems of health that are facing the continent of Africa. So instead of presenting just a miracle waking God to the Africans, we need to present that has given us and loaded us with so much that we could resolve our own issues.
So was it a surprise for you that there is such a minister like Pastor Sunday after you started listening to these teachings?
It was a big surprise. Like I mentioned, the initial draw was to he's a mega church pastor, so we would want to learn that how has he done it, how has he achieved the 25,000 membership, how has he achieved it. But later on, you begin to realize there is more to Pastor Sunday than just a mega church. And I think for me, that has been the biggest realization, to say the best teacher is not the one that just talks about the good that he has done, but shows you the path to how he reached that success. And for me, this is what I'm looking for. And this is what intrigued me about DSA, was the fact that you can duplicate what he has done. You can follow systematically step 1, 2, 3 to achieve the result that he has achieved. And I think for me, that's the greatest teacher you could learn from. Sure.
So you have a platform now on Facebook. Have you given us the link to your platform where you disciple people? And what about if other people from Africa want to also learn from you, how you started your businesses, how you are doing your streams of income, and maybe to just be discipled by you? Are you open for people to contact you? And how can they contact you? Do you have the link?
I'm sure I can post the link as the program concludes and runs. I'm available for any mentorship programs or deals per se, because for me that is my heartbeat. I used to do this, though in another version I was doing motivational talk when I was a teacher, and I realized I yielded very little results because the motivation lacked the discipline, the follow-ups that it require for meaningful change. I used to compare the two, the motivation I was doing and the martial arts club I was doing. I was having more results in martial arts because there's discipline there. You give targets to people. They have to train so many number of hours. And I was having results there. But when it came to motivation, you stand in front and just talk and excite the people. At the end of the day, they still go back to their normal life. So I had to abandon that, and from listening to DSA, I've discovered that systems are superior to motivation. So if there's a way to change culture,
that is well said. Systems are superior. Systems are superior to just motivation.
Motivation, yes.
But that is what people do in churches. Pastors are only motivating. They are not building, and they are not teaching people how to build systems.
Exactly, and it only lasts for a short while, and somebody's back to their old habits. There's no sticking with the resolutions that they make. There's no permanent change that happens. Why? Because it's just an opium, something that excites for a short while.
Wow. So are you getting ready to become the DSA of Zambia or South Africa or Africa?
Definitely. I'm signed up for that, and that is the next stage. I need to see how I get to that level.
But you're already doing so well with the books, thank God.
Praise God for that.
Tell me about the study book that you did. Explain that to me.
The study book
for the book for Stop Working for Uncle Sam and the other one, discussion groups.
Oh, okay. From the education sector, in pedagogical practice, we are required to prepare schemes of work, and we are required to systematically outline how you are going to deliver a lesson. And so, from the writing, I realized that there was a need for an accompaniment to these books. So what I started doing was every book that Uncle Sam and the other books I've read, Money Won't Make You Rich, Pastoring Without Tears, I decided to draw up a teaching scheme so that I could deliver this truth to the people in a tested way, in a way that works according to education practice. So the teaching schemes purely are derivative from the books, and they give a systematic way of how a person approaches a lesson, and it makes the teachings more standardized. Instead of someone adopting their own formula of delivering a lesson, which sometimes could go away from the spirit of the book, they are guided by that teaching scheme such that we are getting the same results, whether this book is read by a Chinese or an Indian. But if the person delivering the lesson follows the teaching schemes and the objectives set in the scheme, they are able to achieve the same result as any other person reading a book from any other different place. That is the idea behind the teaching schemes.
Brilliant. In our place here, we call it teaching guides. This teaching.
Yes,
so Andrew has decided to develop as a teacher a teaching guide for all the books of my books that he has. So he has developed one for Uncle Sam. He has developed one for another book that we have written that is going to be released soon. That's Stop Eating the Food of Tomorrow Today. You have developed for more than that, right?
Yes, I've done for Money Won't Make You Rich and Pastoring Without Tears. Hoping to start working on church shift in the next 2 weeks.
So he's developing. So I'm sure there are so many people watching us right now who might be interested in Is there any way, do they need to buy it, or can they get for free, or what do can people get in touch with you because I will give the permission for people to get the teaching guides and to help them teach, especially if they are starting blue book clubs or libraries or things like that. So they could actually, these teaching manuals could actually help them, or even if they want to do their own live broadcast or they want to do their reviews, this kind of live teaching guides and brochures could help them.
Yes, that would be an effective tool, such that they know that following through these tools, they'll be able to deliver exactly the intended goal for writing the book.
And people can get in touch with you for that as well.
Yes, they could get in touch with me, and I'll be able to forward them the schemes that are done.
So
I think on Facebook, getting in touch with me on Facebook is the best way. I've got a Gmail address as well. It's andrewmudolo@gmail.com.
Okay, andrewmudolo@gmail.com. I think Manuel will put that up now. So what would you like to say to people on the platform? Because you lived your life, 33 years of your life, you never heard of Pastor Sunday Adelaja. And many people still in Africa never heard of Pastor Sunday Adelaja. Are they missing out?
They're missing out a great deal. And I would just encourage the DSA family to run with this gospel. Let's share it with the people that we meet. I personally am doing something at work. I'm running a lunch fellowship at work, and I'm just speaking exactly. And it's so amazing that I think a month ago I was talking about tithing, and most of what you have been doing since the broadcast began was just amazing to me to realize that the line of thought is just what I was sharing with people, and you find that people are so in bondage. People need to be set free. So at our workplace, there's an interest that is being birthed to hear more, and I'm pointing them to where I'm getting my inspiration from, DSA.
Wow. And I also know that your friends now are calling you son of Pastor Sunday.
Interestingly, you cannot follow Pastor Sunday this much and fail to talk about him. So usually in my conversations, I'm referring to nuggets that you are giving out, thoughts, and everyone wants to understand. So at the end of it all, they'll just say, son of Pastor Sunday. Someone walks home, they will find TSA on my television. I'm at work. If there's a down moment, I'm listening to DSA. So this is just made it a deliberate program to get as much as possible deposited into me, so that I could also replicate the same impact on people's lives around this nation and the world.
This is a brilliant idea. Lunch break classes, and I think the DSA people can adopt that. Lunch break practice, using the lunch break to bring out some teachings and nuggets from DSA and share with your fellow workers and with people you are working with. So how will you say your life has changed before DSA and after DSA platform?
Tracing a space of, I think, 8 months. One, my life has changed financially. My marriage has changed. More happy. We are more in talking terms with my wife, because we have a lot to talk about at the end of the day. We are fair by the end of the day. So we are going to bed with a lot of talking to do. And at least I can say the impact has reflected on other people, where my prime disciple is just people formed a committee at his church to follow him up, saying, no, you have lost your mind. And he came to me 3 days ago saying, there's a committee that has been formed to follow me up and bring me to God. Why? Because of the teachings that so my life has been impacted, and it is reflecting not only on me but also on other people that are coming into contact with me. And it's interesting. I'm having pastors that once were ridiculing me, coming around trying to learn what is it with money, because one of the challenges of the minister is finance. And if a minister is financially free, he commands more influence. You are no longer at the play of politicians or rich people in the church or in society. You become a voice when you are financially sound in a society. So there's been a lot that has really transformed, and it just begins with my life and personal life with my wife and kids.
Because with the results that you have written here, it's like your life has changed in 8 months more than it has changed in all. How many years have you been going to church?
Well, I think from the time I was about 14, I became born again when I was 14.
So 20
preaching when I was so from that time
20 years.
More than
20 years.
Yes.
So you have more transformation because of the gospel, the gospel of the kingdom that is coming on DSA platform. You have more transformation in 8 months than in 20 years.
8 months. In 8 months compared to that 20 years, correct?
Amazing, amazing. And what will you say to people who just joined DSA family right now, who are listening for the first time to you?
I should say there is no sweat without sweat. I think there is a lot on your YouTube, on your blog, and for someone that's just beginning now, they have got a lot of work to begin immersing and getting these messages, listen to them over and over, and have a plan. I think that is what works best, not to just randomly listen to messages, but to have a systematic approach to the series. If it's a series on money, go for that. Make sure you digest. Make sure it becomes meat. It becomes flesh. Listen to it 7 times, 6 times. Then once you are satisfied that there is impact that has been made, then move on to another series. But if there is jumping from one series to another, there is less result because there is focus is not there. So get the focus to just zero in particular series, and once you are satisfied that series has yielded the result you want, then move on to another series. So you can begin with what is emergence for your life. If it's in the area of marriage, go for that series. If it is in the area of parent, go for that series. If it's the area of finances, like personally, I discovered that first I needed to get my finances in order. So I went for that. I was listening to every broadcast. I would go download and then listen. But I was immersing myself in that particular series on financial freedom. So I would encourage new family members just to be systematic with the way you follow pastor, not just be sporadic and inconsistent.
Brilliant. Let me give you some ideas. I always give ideas and strategies to people who come on Kingdom Fruits. 1, make sure that everything you are doing to make money, all these your ideas that are working, try to use it as your platform to attract people. So for example, let's say you are doing poultry business. You could do advertisement to your city, to your town, or even all over the country and say, anybody that wants to start poultry business, consult me. So they could consult you, then you show them how you have been able to do it, but then you have to have an agreement with them that they are becoming your disciples. But even if without any agreement, when you teach people, when you give people and show people the way for free, they become your disciple automatically. Just like you are becoming my disciple now, even though I've never been to Zambia. Okay, so, but you have other businesses that you are doing too. In each of these businesses that you are doing, you could have a goal and put a goal for yourself that, you know, in each direction of your business, right, what I'm saying, in each direction of your business, you could actually raise up 10 people to be duplicating the same thing to make money for themselves. But while they are making money for themselves, later on, of course, maybe they will compensate you and try to thank you, but that is later on. But the most important thing you want to do is to make them to become successful like yourself. If you make an individual successful, that person will be grateful. And if they are grateful, then you must also demand from them to duplicate and do the same thing you are doing for them to other people. So that way, if you have 4 streams of income that you are having, you could actually train 10 people in every stream of income, and also in every other areas that you are doing, that you are developing yourself. You could give that same skill that you have to duplicate others and to multiply others. While you are empowering others, multiplying others, God, you are actually multiplying yourself. That is the wisdom in saying it is better to give than to receive. So that is one thing that I want you to do. Number 2 thing that I want you to do is that the effort that it takes you to build one business is almost the same effort that it will take you, at least mentally, that it will take you to build that business times 10 or times 20. So begin to believe God that if you are doing the poultry and that is giving you X amount of money a month, why don't you just believe God that God will give you a bigger land or a bigger territory and you have it 10 times 10 of that? And the same thing with a sanding, and the same thing. So because anything worth doing at all is worth doing well, and if you want to do anything, the Bible says to be fruitful. To be fruitful is just to show us the model, and the prototype for you to have the skills on how to do it. Now that you are fruitful, you must target the next goal, which is multiplication. And now that you are, which is increase. After increase, you must go to multiplication. And then after multiplication, you must be looking at the way to take over the country and to have franchise kind of. So your disciples are doing the same thing you are doing, not just in your city, but in different cities of Zambia. But they are your disciples, they are under your submission, you are training them, but they are duplicating the kingdom principles, they are duplicating their success, and maybe even paying some money for franchise. So that is another thing you want to do. Then the next thing you want to do is that you want to multiply the idea of coffee break, the coffee break studies that you are doing. You want to teach Christians how to be effective at the place of work. You can do that on YouTube, on Facebook. You can actually start a live broadcast to also teach people on how to be effective in their workplace. And also, you can also do another video broadcast or a live broadcast, or just write articles or do teaching or training or seminars or symposium on how I turn my life around, or how I turn my finances around in just 6 months. So all those things could become products for you that you could use to market yourself, promote yourself, become the platform that you are using to mentor other people. Then another thing you could do is that you could start a seminar for pastors how to come to financial independence. And not just for pastors, even Christians. And then you could also start other projects to guarantee people. I guarantee you change in the next 6 months if you do this. So that could be another project you could think about and do. So think about how to penetrate the whole of Zambia. Think about how to dominate, not just through the libraries and through the resource centers. And even the resource center, you could already be reaching out and making announcements all over Zambia and say, anybody that wants to grow, that cares about their growth, I will help you have resources to DSA materials, and you could open DSA centers and resources centers in your cities, in your villages, and have as many as possible, not just in cities and villages, but even in the same city, to have tens of them at the same time.
Yes, sir.
So these are some of the ideas that I think might be able to help you as you move forward.
I appreciate the advice. I'm going to sit on this and brood over it and begin to see it coming to implementation.
God bless you, Andrew. I'm very proud of you. Thank God I have a son now in Zambia, and look forward to see you and talk to you soon in the future. God bless you now. So let's shout out let's give him a round of applause. So we are going to read all the comments now, what people are saying to Andrew, and you know everybody is excited on DSC platform, but the best is yet to come for this guy.
Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you enjoyed that, or actually not enjoy, but you took some inspiration from that would help you to develop yourselves too. I surely did. Hello Pastor Nikki, how are you? Welcome. Hello Kay, thank you. Who else do we have? Frank Coyce, hello, how are you? Give blessing and saying that is how redeem nations. That is how redeem nations. Okay. Ayo is saying Pastor Sunday, immerse in kingdom wisdom. Thank you, Ayo. Nick says that's what I call heavenly wisdom by Dr. Sunday. Then we have Ufoma saying, that's in deep thoughts. Gift says brilliant again. We have, what else do we have? Okay, Ufoma saying congratulations, Zadok. Actually, that's Andrew Mudolo. I'm interested in the teaching guide also. Well done, bro, with a lot of clap. So Ufoma, you can contact him on his Gmail or directly from Messenger. So his name on Facebook is Zadok Mudolo. Then we have Oluwakade saying hello. Chioma, I need the teaching guides. Chioma, please feel free to contact him on his Gmail, which is Andrew Mudolo, one word, at gmail.com. And you also have his Facebook. You can contact him through Messenger. He's already given his authorization to do so, so please do that. And then we have give system are superior than motivation. Yes, that was a quote from Andrew. Well done, Gift. And then we have Jane, system are superior to motivation also. We also have, what do we have here? Pastor, they have caused a lot of damage. Okay, that's probably about religion or something. Thank you, Gift. Monica says, King Andrew's wife, now business partner to him. This is very lovely. Yes, it's a good thing. Uncle Sam is losing slaves. That's Pastor Pierre. That's absolutely true, Pastor Pierre. He is losing slaves. Jane, hashtag mind shift. Well done. Gift is saying from church shift to mind shift. Wow, that's right, Gift. Nick is saying very true, Andrew. Congratulations, King Andrew. Hello from Quebec. That's Judy saying that. Congratulations, Dr. Zadok. Brother Zadok, you're a noble student. That's from Emma that is saying that. Yeah, you are absolutely a noble student. Well done from Professor Daniel. And then we have Gift saying congratulations, King Andrew. Ngozi saying many congratulations, Andrew. Then we celebrate you from Prof. Daniel. Oriyomi says, well done, Andrew. Congratulations, King Andrew from Jane. Paul is also congratulating you. Monica is clapping for you. Julie is saying, great idea, King Andrew. More grace. Thank you for sharing. That's from Julie. Bravo, King Andrew. That's Paul. Kate is saying, hello, DSA family. Hello, everyone. Congratulations, Andrew Mudolo. That's from Inway. And then Nick is saying, well done, Andrew. A lot of congratulations and well done. DSA Resource Center, noble idea. That's from Jane. Let me see. Lord, the wife of King Andrew is now happy. That's Monica saying that. My wife is my partner in business. Actually, we got Zadok saying that. As Andrew is saying that his wife is now his business partner. He also mentioned that in his talk with Dr. Sunday on Skype, and we all heard that. So well done. So guys, I haven't said my usual buzzword, share. Please do so now. I think the more people that hears this is really inspiring. It seems so straightforward. In 8 months, look at what Andrew Zadok has achieved. So let's share with as many people as possible. You can copy the link also so that we can share with other people that are not on Facebook. You can also find it later at some point this week. We'll find this on YouTube, so you can also direct people to YouTube. But at the moment, you can share it and you can save it onto your page. So please do so. We also have Zadok, which is Andrew, saying thank you, family. He's thanking everyone for all the great compliments that you're sending him. So thank you for that. We have Monica clapping. Brilliant, brilliant, Andrew. You're blessed. Please, no mega churches. No mega church, Lord. Okay, Charles is saying, Charles just joined. Okay. Astounding master of money. That's from Gift. Pat is saying, may God continue to use you to open our eyes in Jesus' name. Amen to that. Okay. I always say only intelligent people listen to you. That's from Gladys is saying that to Dr. Sunday. Absolutely, that's true. Gladys, I concur with you. And then we have Monica that says, hallelujah, able to build a poultry with clapping. Wow, that is awesome in ways saying that. Okay, let me see if there's any. I want to be a millionaire. Oh, that's from Gregory that is saying that. I want to be a billionaire, Gregory. Julie is saying that. Somebody else will say, I want to be a trillionaire. Okay. Give blessings. Say thanks, Queen Olayinka and every other queens that invited me. So well done for thanking them, Gift, and well done to those people that invited Gift. Well done, good job. Then we have Vivian saying, "Hey, comment. Don't worry, Vivian, you are here, so that's good, and you can watch this again." We also have Kay that saying blessing, saying hello. God bless you, sir. Glad to be back. That's anyway. We're happy to have you back anyway. Okay, guys. Yes, once you begin to listen to DSA's messages, so many people will get angry around you, especially when you're addicted to listening to DSA. Laugh out loud as a Monica. I think she's telling us about her experience. So that's good, Monica. Thank you. 1 second. Okay. We also have Oluwa Toyin that says, blessing my mentor to Dr. Sunday. Good evening, family. That's from Edwin. That's Pastor Edwin. They're saying good evening. Matachi is saying, I recently stumbled on his live feed and I'm blessed by them. I'm amazed at how humble he is. Also, I seem to see that he doesn't have GO syndrome like a lot of Nigerian pastors. Matachi, well, please stay on. You will find out more. If you don't know about Dr. Sunday already, you should know by now. He is also on YouTube, where you will find a playlist of all his previous teachings. You'll find them on Sunday Adelaja Official. Sunday Adelaja Official. Please check them out. As you heard from Andrew, you can watch them in series and come and focus on an area that you really want to address or you want to improve in your life. So please go ahead on the YouTube channel. You will find him Sunday Adelaja Official. You can also go onto his blog, which is sundayadelajablog.com. Also, you would find a wealth of resource in that. So please go ahead and check him out. And of course, you're already on Facebook, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Like him so that you can get notification on everything that he does. So Olabisi, I face it too. It's not easy. Never mind, Olabisi, you are stronger. Okay, we have Oriyomi that says, good evening, DSA. OMG, somebody is saying, good evening, DSA. So I think this is all pleasantry. I like the way Dr. Sunday laughs. Okay, Matachi, you're definitely new. So we all loved it as well when we first started here. When it first started, we started watching him. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I loved it as well, and still do sometimes. Okay, we have more souls, lives are transformed by listening to your message. That's from somebody, Ziti Volker. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If not, I apologize. And then if we just have hello, shalom, from various people. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure to have you. And let me just tell you, we're back in actually exactly 40 minutes. So we will be back on in 40 minutes. Dr. Sunday will be teaching again on the prostitution of tithe and offering. And today's teaching, does anyone remember what today's teaching is? Today's teaching, if I can recall, it's
Christians supposed to give like the Sarafat widows.
Okay, today's teaching is titled, Are Christians Supposed to Give Like the Zarephath Widow? Are Christians supposed to give like the Zarephath widow? So we will find out what the answer is to that. I think pastors have used that to con people out of money, or I don't know Dr. Sunday will be back. We will be back in 40 minutes with a teaching on the prostitution of tithe and offering. So guys, thank you again for joining. I will see you soon. Dr. Sunday will be the one that you see on the screen most of the time, but I will definitely see you at some point. Take care. Bye. Thank you.